Dupree from Sioux City, Iowa, 210 pounds. Wildfire Mike Dupree, the cousin of Randy Rich. And he's got a match going right now with Randy Rich from Macomb, Georgia. 220 pounds, 6'2". This should be quite a match. Family affair here on All-Star Wrestling. Dupree and Rich. Both of these guys are fast, and both of these guys are very aggressive wrestlers. Guarantee you this will be a great match. Randy Rich gets Dupree across the ring in one big hurry, and Dupree felt that a little. Good wrestling action between Randy Rich and his cousin, Mike Dupree. Rich with an armbar on Dupree. You're going to see what wrestling should look like in this match. Back across the other way, Randy Rich. Back shoulder into him. Quick arm drag. And once again, the armbar on Dupree. Randy Rich tightening up. Like I said, in All-Star Wrestling, you never know what you're going to see. And match like this between Rich and Dupree. Right now, Randy Rich in the head scissors from Dupree. Randy Rich trying to move out of this. This is a duration match. Gets clear. And now starting to work on the left foot of Mike Dupree. Our referee for this match, Vern Siebert. Randy Rich, of course, will very soon be teaming up with Rick Patterson because they've got that big match coming up against Bobby Bass and Diamond Timothy Flowers. And then right after they get through with that one and go over to Victoria to have the match with Bobby Bass and Moose Morowski. Randy Rich staying in shape for that one. Of course, Rick Patterson, I understand, doing exactly the same thing. He's not wrestling, but working out every day. Randy Rich. Now in command of Mike Dupree. Randy is from Macomb, Georgia. 6'2" tall, 220 pounds. He's only in his second year of professional wrestling, but a former Rookie of the Year in the NAWA. And certainly he's done very, very well here on All-Star Wrestling. Mike Dupree, on the other hand, from Sioux City, Iowa, 210 pounds. He also in his second year of professional wrestling. Randy Rich feeling the pressure from Mike Dupree. Dupree breaking that arm around the back. Going to work it back on Rich. Now he's really got that hold the way he wants it. I'll take a good look at this. That is not a chokehold. It's properly done. Randy Rich breaks clear a part of it. Rich and Dupree. Now look at this. Mike Dupree. He drives his head right into the back of Randy Rich. Referee Siebert making him break the hold. Randy Rich more than ready for that to happen, as his arms are hurting. As we said, these guys are cousins, but this is a match, and they're going to put on a good match. He's got two good, aggressive, clean wrestlers here. Mike Dupree turning that into a figure four on Randy Rich. Can't quite get it the way he wants it, but can really pour the pressure on. Randy Rich having to be careful. He's got one shoulder down. If he relaxes even for a minute, that'll get the other shoulder down. And referee Vern Siebert right there. Good command of the situation for Mike Dupree. Dupree himself actually on the ropes at this point. There comes Randy Rich trying to get back up. Oh, Randy going for the hair. Thought for a minute there he would going to a hair pull. Had every opportunity. Did not do it. Siebert making them break the hold as they're on the ropes. If they can break the hold, Siebert's going to have to try and take them apart here. Got their legs so well done that they actually had to be taken apart. Dupree and Rich. Actually hurts Dupree's legs as well. Once again, dives in, grabs hold of Randy Rich. Jumps on that left leg. Mike Dupree, good bit of scientific wrestling. Constantly been working on that left leg of Randy Rich. That's exactly what he's going to do. Keep right on working. And Rich breaks out of that one. Both hurting a little bit at this point. Rich and Dupree. Randy Rich applying exactly the same technology on Dupree. Now Mike Dupree's got to be careful. Look at Dupree. Brings his legs over. Kicks Rich off. Nice move by Dupree. Into the corner. Across the ring, Randy Rich. Randy Rich is famous for that flying tackle. Dupree, of course, has been wrestling with him for a long time. Saw that coming. Stepped out of the way. And watch this. You betcha. Doesn't work too well when you're wrestling against somebody you know as well as these two fellas know each other. They know each other's moves. Makes it an awful lot harder. Across the ring. And look at that, both with exactly the same idea, and I'm quite sure that hurt both of them. Referee Vern Siebert counting both of them at this point. Looks like Randy Rich is coming up with the end of the rope. And now Mike Dupree. Again, it's one of these situations where, as we said, these fellas are cousins. They know each other pretty well. They've been wrestling with each other for years. They know each other's moves. Randy Rich. And the bell has gone. The bell went first. It's a draw. Referee Vern Siebert says it is a draw. The bell did go first. It was coming close, but it is a draw. We'll be back with more on All-Star Wrestling right after this. And it stems from a situation that occurred at Cloverdale a week ago.
That's right, Ed. Hey, I've wrestled a man 2 and 3 times, and every match it seems like there's no definite winner, and he's always pulling out a foreign object or doing something behind the referee's back. So I've challenged him a match where either man breaks the rules, he has to pay the other man $1,000. The first little rule that's broken, the other man gets $1,000.
Now, we're going to get a chance to take a look at that match right here on All-Star Wrestling. And I can tell you, stick around here with me because I want you to explain to me what caused this all right?
Okay. This is the tape I brought along tonight so everybody can see why I asked for this match. See, right there is a prime example. He's grabbing my hair. I have to punch him. There's no way to get him off my hair. He'll just keep doing it time and time again. The man is rough. The man is tough. There's no taking that away from him. But it's the infraction of the rules. People want to see wrestling, as far as I'm concerned, and I think everybody should wrestle according to that. If that's what they want to see as wrestling, that's what they should get as wrestling. Because we're professional wrestlers, not gangsters, not mobsters, not butcher shop men.
Well, I can tell you that you can probably just take a look at a lot of the mail that's come in here. It's coming in bags. And a lot of the fans are saying exactly the same thing, that we really don't need this. And I think our new regional director of the NWA, Rick Marsh, is doing a pretty good job, very fast here to get the situation cleaned up.
Well, I asked him for this match, and he was right there at ringside to respond. Now, I know commissioners' decisions are not always popular, but I think this time he made the right decision by granting me this match, because there has to be a winner. And let's see if Cagle can wrestle. That's the main, like right there, prime example where people can see it all across Canada and some of the United States. He's out of the ring. I have to come out and chase him. Why would he get out of the ring? If he's a true wrestler, he'll stay in there and fight like a man.
Now, of course, that $1,000 applies to either one. It's the first one to break the rules, is that right?
That's right. The smallest infraction of the rules, the referee will fine that guy $1,000 and give it to the other man, right in the middle of the ring.
That is going to be some match. Of course, that's in Cloverdale. What, tonight?
Tonight. I cannot wait. It's only a couple hours away, but I cannot wait. I I just cannot wait because I know I can beat the man in a legitimate wrestling match.
Moondog, that looks an awful lot like a closed fist there.
Well, it is, Ed. You have to fight fire with fire. But if he can wrestle legally, so can I, and let's prove it tonight, Joe Cagle. I know you're watching this wherever you lurk in some dark corner somewhere, but tonight, just a few hours away, you're going to meet me in a legitimate wrestling match. Just like they have in the amateurs, it's going to be strictly straight wrestling. But it'll be pro-style wrestling, but it'll be scientific. And Cagle, slip up just once, and $1,000 mine. But I would have more satisfaction just to know you made it through the match without breaking a hole. Then I'll know you're a man and you're a wrestler.
Well, I also understand in talking to the commissioner, Rick Marsh, that he also is going to be at ringside. Now, he'll not be in the ring, of course, because he's not a referee, but he's going to be there watching that particular match closer than probably any match he's watched in the last several years.
Well, I certainly hope he's got, if he wears glasses, I hope he has them on. If he doesn't, I hope his eyes are 20/20 vision, because I need him right there. Because, hey, if I break the rules first, I'll be more than happy to pay him $1,000. That's the deal, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, there goes Cagle with a little face ripping.
Well, he threw me in the turnbuckle right there. That's very jarring on your back. That's one of the most punishing things you can do to a man, but it is legal. It is legal. But you'll see along this match, he'll grab my hair right there. He's got to grab the hair. There's a closed fist. No, that was an elbow. I'm sorry.
Comes an elbow back the other way.
That's it. You got it. There's a punch right there. You've got to fight fire with fire. But tonight, neither one of us can fight fire with fire. Tonight, it's wrestling versus wrestling. But may the best man win.
In other words, it's going to be strictly on your wrestling ability. It's going to be the winner of that match.
That's it. We all broke into this professional wrestling business through the amateur ranks. Well, tonight, we're going to have to revert to that. The best man will come out on top. I can brawl with the best of them. You remember a few years ago, I probably broke every rule book. I probably broke rules there wasn't in the book. But tonight, strictly wrestling.
I think that because of you, they wrote new rules in the book a few years ago.
Well, perhaps they did. I'm not proud of my past, believe me, but you've got to accept the past for what it is. Now, right there, he went to put me in a spinning toe hold. Now, right there, you seen him go in his trunks. Now, there's no way. He's got something in his hand. Right there. You cannot knock a man down with a punch unless you have something in your hand. At least not a 250-pound man like myself. He has got something in his hand that's a foreign object.
Now, it certainly looked like he did have something going. Okay, something took out of his hand there by the referee.
There it is again. The referee took it. It's proven fact. Cagle, tonight you can't do that. Tonight it's strictly wrestling, brother. And if not, that $1,000 is mine, and it's going to be a sweet $1,000 to get that.
Now, what's the outcome of this here? It looked to me as though the referee was counting him out, counting Cagle out at that point for whatever he took out of his hand. Is that correct?
No, he disqualified him. He caught him the second time. That's the thing. The referee, Vern Sieber, is getting more experience as a referee now, and he's starting to watch for these things. And that's what we need. We need referees that are competent and to watch for these things. And the NWA and Rick Marsh is doing something about that, and I'm really happy. And tonight, Cagle, it's you and me, $1,000 for the first man to break a rule.
Thank you very much, Moondog Moretti, Master Sergeant Tomko. I knew you couldn't sit out there for too long.
Hey, what's going on here? This Rick Marsh has really taken over the business here. I understand that Timothy Flowers has been suspended. Bobby Bass. Come over here. Come over here. As I always said, the voice of the people speaks, and this man is doing a good job.
I think definitely you'd get agreement on that. There is not too many of our fans have seen Rick Marsh. Rick is the new regional director of the NWA, and Rick, you are doing a fantastic job.
I'm trying, Ed. It's the people, the letters that have been coming in, the fans that are coming out. I need more letters. I need the fans out at these matches. I'm going to be at all the matches. I've been at all the matches so far, but I want the fans out there. I want their support. I need it. They're the ones that are going to make All-Star Wrestling the biggest name in North America, and I need them out there to help me.
Rick, I know that you're planning on going to most of the matches, but will you accept comments from the fans at the matches as well as the letters?
I certainly will. Yes, Ed, I will.
I also understand here, Rick just got to mention that the lady wrestlers are coming in for next year. Also, the Warrior is here. Another fella, a friend of the Snake is coming in. About an entirely new crew is going to be in here. I just hope I'm still around, Rick. But let me tell you something. Also, there's a six-man tag team elimination match on Monday. I don't know if any people watch a six-man tag team elimination match. It can be a three-man on each side. When a man loses a fall or a submission, he has to leave the ring. That leaves 3 against 2, 2 against 1. The numbers could be anyway. And again, Goodbye, Timothy Flowers. Goodbye, Bobby Bass. Well, let me tell you something. There's some tougher guys. Did you ever see a guy like this? The Snake. Can you believe that?
The one thing I have to say here for just a minute is, it's all well and good to have Bobby Bass gone, to have Timothy Flowers gone, but you've been around wrestling a long time. I've been around wrestling a long time. You know what happens? As soon as there's a void, there's somebody out there who's going to come along and try to fill that void.
Right, and I think, like the man over there said, Vern Siebert. Now, one thing, everybody laughs at Vern Siebert there, but that man has to have guts. I don't think there's too many people here who want to get in the ring with some of the guys wrestling here, but you got to have guts to get in that ring. One thing about Vern Siebert, he referees. He's a man just like all of us, just like Murray said. We all started someplace. We all started at the bottom. We all started the amateur ranks, and you got to give the man credit. And again, 6-man tag team elimination match. Right, Ed?
Right. 6-man elimination tag, that's a dangerous match. You can end up 3-on-1, 2-on-3. It's just a wild, rough match, and I hope that the promoter accepts my offer to be in that match, because I'd like to be on Master Sergeant Tomko's side. We're a good team. We've teamed in the past, and I think we can come out on top.
Well, how about it?
I think so. As I said, I'm glad. Also, Dean Ho is back again, and he's taking on Moose Moretti. As anybody knows, Dean Ho is one of the strongest men in the world, the strongest men in the wrestling profession, and Moose Moretti is going around challenging everybody in a wrist twisting. Well, let me tell you something. Dean Ho's got a surprise for you, Moose. You just better be ready.
We keep telling you that All-Star Wrestling is a place for exciting wrestling action. You see what I mean? We're going to have some fantastic wrestling coming your way right after this, too. Don't go away. Wrestling in Cloverdale tonight, that special match, Master Sergeant Tomko versus Snake Williams. That is going to be one great match, and don't forget the $1,000 match also in Cloverdale tonight between Joe Cagle and Moondog Moretti. So, of course, that's going to be a fantastic match. We said $1,000 will be lost for the first fellow to break the rules. In Williams Lake, All-Star Wrestling will be there on December the 5th. In Prince George on the 6th. In Barrier, December the 7th. In Kamloops, December the 8th. Kelowna on the 9th. In Cloverdale, December the 10th. And in Chilliwack on December the 14th. We've been promising you great All-Star Wrestling action. Take a good look, because we want to see you there. And don't forget, Cloverdale tonight, Moretti from Crabtree, Arkansas. And he is going to be up against this man right here. Actually, get back to this fella here from Fire Island, New York. That is Precious Peter Flowers. Precious Peter, 250 pounds. I can't believe it, but it really is. That's Precious Peter. And, of course, Moondog Moretti, Crabtree, Arkansas, 249 pounds. Against Precious Peter. These guys very evenly matched. 249 versus 250 pounds. Precious Peter has somehow lost all his hair. And believe it or not, I looked earlier today, he has got the autograph of Lacey James Dalton on the top of his head. And he'll probably never wash his head again. Precious Peter Flowers from Fire Island, New York. Second year of professional wrestling. And, of course, he was trained by Diamond Timothy Flowers. Precious Peter going to work now on Moondog Moretti's left arm. Oh, look at this guy, Precious Peter. He seems some interesting stuff, but biting. Now, Precious Peter is not noted for his intelligence. However, I have heard a story that he's actually quite a good magician. So they tell me. Now, if he can only make himself disappear. Referee Vern Siebert for this match. Moondog Moretti puts the headlock on Precious Peter, and now Moretti is probably wishing he had the same hairdo. Peter pretty good at pulling the hair. Precious Peter. He gets his fingers in there and gouges in the eyes. Moondog Moretti. And once again, Moretti Does a step over. Keeps the headlock on Precious Peter. Precious Peter was the UWA Tag Team Champ with Diamond Timothy some time back. Spent 4 years in amateur wrestling. This is his second year of professional wrestling. Precious Peter Flowers. Yeah, he really knows how to work flying at that hair pole. I think I'm beginning to understand why no hair. Back the other way, over he goes. Guy Flowers, Precious Peter, he can wrestle. Gets a 2 count. And look at this once again. Precious Peter had his finger in Moondog Moretti's mouth and just ripping away at his cheek. And it's now going to work on the left arm of Moondog Moretti. Once again, he's biting. And, of course, the fans get on that very quick. Tell referee Vern Siebert about the biting that's going on. But, of course, Precious Peter not going to admit to anything like that. And now Flowers puts his arm out over the rope. Precious Peter. I think that new hairstyle suits him. Ed Moretti works out what his advantage, but Precious Peter's got his foot out on the rope. And Moretti breaks the hold. Now Precious Peter favoring that left knee a little bit. As Moretti goes to work on it once again. Tie him up any way he can. Moretti, of course, with an awful lot more experience than Precious Peter. You can't count Peter out either. About 5 minutes remaining in this duration match. Once again, I know that our new regional director of the NWA, Rick Marsh, really would appreciate getting your letters. So don't hesitate if you've got a moment to drop a line to him. He'd like to hear your comments. What kind of wrestling would you like to see? Because he certainly has done a lot of work to clean up the act. You can see the address there, Post Office Box 8888, Vancouver, BC, B6B4A3. One other thing I want to mention to you while the address is there, if you'd like to drop down to our studio audience at British Columbia Television in Burnaby, BC, the tickets are free for All-Star Wrestling. All we ask is that you drop us a little note, send it along to Tickets, care of All-Star Wrestling, Post Office Box 8888, Vancouver, BC, and we'll get some free tickets mailed out to you. You're welcome to be a member of our studio audience. Give us enough time, though, whatever you do. Please don't try to pick a date that's too close. It does take a while to receive your letter, to read it, and to get the tickets back out to you. Videotaping done at the studios of British Columbia Television in Burnaby. As we said before, the tickets are free, but you do have to drop us a line. Precious Peter. Look at this. As Precious Peter goes to work on the Moondog. And you can hear the fans going, go, Moondog, go. Flowers hears that as well. He does not like that. And look at Moretti as Moretti gets clear. Not for long. And that no that you see given referee Vern Siebert. Siebert was asking whether he did a takedown via the hair. And, of course, what would you expect Precious Peter to say? Precious Peter with a headline on the Moondog Moretti. Now, once again, look at Moretti's strength here. As he takes that off. Now he's got to try and turn the situation around. Gets him down. Stomps on his hand. Now he's going to pull him into the center of the ring. Now that hurts. That really hurts. Moretti's about to do it again. Here he goes again. That, I can tell you, really, really hurts. And he has got Precious Peter in the middle of the ring, so there's no way that he can get clear. Turn that around. I think he's working to bring this into a figure 4. That is a submission hold. A submission hold, and he does. He does submit. Precious Peter. A 1 into Moondog Moretti. Moondog Moretti, as Precious Peter does submit on that hold. Precious Peter, as you can see, is hurting. Moretti going to try to straighten out his leg for him, but we're going to be right back with more on All-Star Wrestling after this. Wrestling tonight in Cloverdale. Cloverdale